Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to talk about process improvements on our eBay store, online stores. I will go first. I am changing my process to take the photographs first. I've never done that before. Usually I build the listings first, and then I take the photos, and then I add the pictures after the fact all in one process. But I'm going to try it the other way. I think it's going to be better. The only thing is that I package my items. I have a bin system. Some people use shelves, some people use racks. I personally use bins, and I use a sticker that goes on the outside of the plastic bag as the last photo as a redundancy so that I don't lose my items. That's now, if I'm going to take the pictures first, where should I put that item, that sticky thing? I could put it directly on the garment, but sometimes they fall off. Traditionally, clothing stores use those plastic tag gun things to shoot the tag onto the clothing item so it doesn't fall off. But I just want to have it not fall off while it's being listed and then put on the bag. So I don't have that process figured out yet, but gonna move the photo part first. Also, one site to use for bulk shipping, I wish Matt was here, is freightquote.com. So I think everyone should write that down because it's really cheap. Like if for me, shipping 2,000 pounds all the way across the country is only $550 for 2,000 pounds. So if you're shipping bulk, that site aggregates all the different sites. So those are my improvements for the day. Let's start with Christine. Christine, good morning. What are you working on this week? How are you improving your store?
I am doing a different process as well in bringing, I call it my PPL, prep, photo, and list. But instead of bringing it directly into the house, I had the thrift store yesterday not put my items in the bag. I just laid them flat. I went to the 45-cent store where everything is 45 cents. I got 15 pairs of jeans thanks to yesterday.
Wow.
For 45 cents each. And some of them were the flannel lined
Okay.
Cabela's and stuff like that. Anyway, so I'm laying them flat and then putting them on top of my washer. Whichever ones needed to be washed, I already separated them and put them to the side, took the tags off, then brought those 18 items inside, photographed them, logged them, and listed them all within 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Couldn't believe it. 18 items.
That's great.
Items. Yeah. I mean, that was just like for me, because I would used to just leave them in the bag. They'd be all wrinkled. I didn't feel comfortable photographing the items, but I'm also following that one rule that you had that I heard you say, which was things that are under 30, you make kind of a decision on not to steam them. Things over 30 that are
Yeah.
worth a good amount, then we steam them, make them pretty. So yeah, that's and I've got some more things that I'm going to bring in and do my PPL.
I love it. Pack, what is it? Your PPL?
Prep, photo, list.
Prep, photo, list. Okay. So I'm actually switching to your method because, well, actually, my prep process before included grading.
Uh,
So the reason why I did that part first is I wanted to grade it to see if it's even worth listing. Now, since I'm moving photos in the front and grading when I'm listing it, I might actually photograph an item I don't list. So I just have to
I don't
make
even
sure.
photograph them,
No, I know.
right?
Normally I don't, but I think but go ahead.
Whenever I'm in that whole process of taking the tags off, anywhere in that process before I actually, and even if I'm on the hanging part or the laying down and I see something under the lights, I throw it to the side.
Okay.
Just throw it to the side. I'm like, I don't even, I just redonate it or decide if I think I can get the stain out or whatever it is out. If I can stitch something real quick while I'm watching TV or something. Well, I never watch TV, but you know.
I hear you.
Hey, Christine, can I ask one of those three steps?
Yeah,
When do
go ahead.
you
Yes,
when do
sir.
you put your spreadsheet? Put it into a spreadsheet.
Do you do that, Christine?
Yeah. Oh,
I don't. What I'm doing is in my hi Lloyd, how are you doing?
good.
Um,
Thank you.
Good. What I do is where it's going to be homed, where it's going to live,
Okay.
the item title, the condition, and then the description, and I fill all of that out. That's just my PPL list. And then that way I can just shoot them in whenever I have everything done, got the pictures uploaded in my computer. And then I just get them in. I put two screens. I'm going to get another screen like Mark has. That way in my listing, when I'm ready to list and I sit down and there's no going like this or anything like
Yeah.
that, I
Yeah.
just list off of my spreadsheet. Does that make
Okay.
sense, Lloyd?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show this real quick. Actually, hold on. Let me make sure everyone's in the group. Okay. So this is my spreadsheet that has the measurements because I want the measurements in the description because I feel like it's easier for the customer to understand than trying to read it on the ruler. So I enter that in. So I used to do this right when I got the item. Item would come in, fill this all out, then photograph it, then list, right? But now I'm going to do this after I photograph it. And since all this stuff is, I use a bulk lister. So this spreadsheet, I'll just connect it with the photos and I name my photos this number. So you see 115, 116. This is my SKU. The last
Okay.
picture is this number. So if you wanted to, you could add a column to this that's cost, right?
Yep.
And then you would know all the you could add date you bought it, date it's sold, shipping. You could add whatever you want to this. But this, what I have right here, is just purely for listing.
Mm-hmm.
But since I always have this, in the event I can't find something, that actually happened. I can't remember which item, but there was an item that had the wrong number on it. And because of this spreadsheet, I was able to easily find it in like 1 second. So also one thing that one of the reasons why I'm using the spreadsheet is when you start typing, it'll guess based on a previous listing what the title is. So also it's really easy to train someone to do this. The title looks very similar. It's like brand, gender, color, style, sub-style, category, and it would be the same for any category. But the yeah, I'm actually moving this to after photographs. So hopefully, like
Okay.
Christine was saying, maybe I can train my photographer. Although most photographers that I've hired don't care; they'll photograph it if it's stained. I need to figure out a way to be like, hey, you're under the lights. If you see it and there's an issue, it needs to go into this pile. But in my experience, I've never found anybody that like they're just usually I pay per piece, so they try to do as many as possible. So moving it to the side, they don't get paid. You
But
know?
if you're good to them and you're loyal to them, they'll be loyal to you. No.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm just saying there I set up the incentives wrong because they're not looking for the stains. They're just looking to get the pictures perfect and go to the next item. But I guess if I had a checklist, yeah, I don't know if I don't think I need to sell the bulk listing system because most people don't list that many items. So it's not like under 200 items a day, you don't need a bulk listing system. I'm just doing it for fun. You honestly
Yeah.
don't need it.
I'm getting used to it. I'm getting prepared because I know that I'm going to get to there one day. So I'm just so that I can just get there and start doing it now, and perfect it and do little increment of changes and things like that. I do have another question though.
Yeah.
What I started doing was at the end of each picture, I have a frame and I have a piece of glass on in. Behind the glass, I have the waist, rise, hip,
Yeah.
thigh, inseam, all that kind of stuff. And I just mark it with the white marker on there, and I take a picture of that. That's my indicator that the next item is there. But what I'm having struggles with, and I'm starting to think, what am I doing here? It's time consuming. 20 seconds, 10 seconds. When I'm listing the item, the measurements are in the pictures, So instead, and I don't have them. I think it's redundant to type them in to into like the body of the listing somewhere, wherever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to scroll back up to look at the size, the inseam, all that kind of stuff. If I can, I mean, I'm starting to be able to remember which ones to list, which ones are coming in. Yeah. What do you? I mean, any feedback on that?
I'll show you how I do it. I'll literally show you. Okay, so in my spreadsheet, I have the link saved for what the new listing is. So I'm going to click this and it's going to open up. This is the listing page on eBay. So let's say I'm listing this shirt. I'm going to copy. So it even says here, paste title and select. Actually, let me just select title, paste title in the search bar. So what I'm trying to do, because I don't like listing, I want somebody else to do this. So I'm trying to make the instructions really clear. So click to start listing. So they click this, it's going to open up the new listing. Then they're coming down here and they'll copy the title. Okay, select title, copy title, paste title. Okay, so they've got this. Now they're going to come here, paste the title in here, and it's going to guess what it is. So eBay is smart. So it knows that it's either a button down shirt or a dress shirt. So I'm going to put dress shirt. It's going to build the listing for me. This part right here is the chest and length measurement. You could also add sleeve if you want. So I copy this and I paste it in the condition description. So pre-owned, I paste it here. Okay, so that way the customer can see this. And the reason why I have it in this format is because when I'm holding the item physically, this is how I fill out my spreadsheet. 20, 34, 12. I just remember waist, inseam, hip. So 20, 34, 12, 20, 34, 12. I put it in one box. So instead of
yeah. But before you have what it is.
Yeah. So see how even this is four measurements. It's four numbers right in a row. So now I don't have to use the white erase board, right?
Right.
And if the customer can't figure this out, like I've never had a question like, oh, what's the waist? Because it's like, it says right here, chest pit to pit, length, collar to end, right? So this is going to be the measurement. This shows up without them looking through the pictures.
Yeah.
So now so you can see here, eBay is smart. It's already predicted most of the item specifics. So if I scroll down here, the only one I need to add is regular, which is really stupid because this shouldn't be like, anyway. So regular and then 16.5. So I just remember that from the title. Actually, I remembered it wrong. You should check. It's 16, right? So now I have the required soon ones done. You see, I only had to do one. The rest of them are optional, right? So you can fill them out if you really want the premium exposure. But you can see I didn't type in any of this stuff. It did it for me. Yeah. So then when I add the photos, when I click add photos, I'm looking for the photos that end in what is this shirt? 129. So I'm looking for the 129 photos to add to the listing. Scroll to the bottom. The price I've already put in here. Actually, I didn't add the price yet, but the price would be here. So let's say the price is $14.99. I would copy and paste the price here, right? I've been greedy lately, so I don't have best offer. And that's it. My business policies are set. So this part, so let me redo this. I'm not going to save this. Do I want to cancel? Yeah. Okay. So let's see. I copy this title again. Copy this title. So when I click this listing button right here, and I go here and I type this in and I click the right category, this part right here only takes 22 seconds. So 22 seconds to fill out all the item specifics except for one. So if I go regular 16, I'm now done. This is faster than any other way I've seen it. It's faster than sell similar off your own. So I have my descriptions saved. So for example, D2. This is my, if I wanted to type all that stuff out, I could. I don't have to do this anymore. I changed it. But if you have some kind of blurb that you want to do, you can shortcut it into here. If you really want to sell it quickly, you would write one sentence about it. You'd be like, this Bonobo shirt is amazing and you'll be the life of the party. There's slight wear on the right shoulder. If you really wanted to go like ultra descriptive, I would put it in the first sentence because people aren't going to read further than that. Come down here, add the price, $14.99. Your business policies are already set if you have a store. Launch. You just did a listing in under a minute. That's so fast. So like, I used to do this after having the spreadsheet, but I changed it now. So, okay, let me back up for a second. Rita asked me, will I ever sell the tool that does it automatically? I could, but that's not that much faster. What I just showed you is a minute. If you build a robot, it's like a few seconds faster, but nobody really needs that. Now that eBay's predictive technology is so good. Before, it didn't know that. So all the people who are complaining about entering in all the item specifics, you're helping eBay build this robot so that in the future, I mean, I think in the future, maybe not in our lifetime, but if you pull up an item, eBay will be like, I know what that is. I got you. But I mean, if the robot gets that advanced. But yeah, Christine, that eliminated the whiteboard for me. Oh, one more thought, Christine. Because I have a bin system. So what I was doing is I was having my photographer bag the item. So it's entered into the spreadsheet, photograph the item, the photographer bags the item, puts it away. Now I've changed it because the describing part is fast now. The describer is packing the item. So because it's on the table, it's easier to fold a clothing item on a table than it is in the air. Even with that flat lay thing that Matt built, it's still easier to fold on a table. So I'm having the person that lists it fold it in half, fold it in thirds. The Marie Kondo way of folding clothing fits into a flat rate envelope. So if it's under a pound, first class. If it's over a pound, flat rate envelope. Oh, Matt, I know you weren't in the beginning of the call, but I'm using freightquote.com for shipping, and it's like giving me really, really aggressive shipping rates. So you should use that. So let's see. People are asking me titles or questions in the chat. Let me answer them real quick. Let's see. How much do I pay my photographers per item? Right now, 50 cents. So they're averaging around 30 photos an hour. But now that they don't have to pack the item, hopefully they can get up to 50 items an hour. And that will be great because then they'll make $25 an hour and I may never need to hire anyone again. Someone will just stay doing that. Let's see. Shani is asking, so you're making the title for your VA? Yes. Essentially that's what I'm doing. The person that's measuring the item is writing the title, and they already have, the spreadsheet goes to 40,000 rows. They'll have 40,000 examples of how to write a perfect title. Books and Stuff is asking how long it takes to do the spreadsheet. That's a great question. Right now, my lady is averaging 215 new titles and measuring. So the spreadsheet I just showed, she does 215 in 6 hours. So that's like 30 something, 38, 35, something like that. So 30 seconds to enter in the spreadsheet would be the fastest, and then maybe a minute and a half. Also, it depends on if it's a shirt or it's pants or a dress. Dresses take forever because there's more measurements. We have bust, waist, hip, or I don't know what they are. Actually, I'll just look it up. I think it's 4 measurements on dresses. Even though I have 4 measurements, I still get more questions on measurements for dresses. Like it's a bit more challenging. So I recommend you aim a little bit higher For dress average sale prices, they take slightly longer. Oh, Kent was asking about the material from Joann's. Yes, it is literally insulate. So you would think that felt would do the same thing. It does not do the same thing. I don't know if Matt tested this when he was at Joann's. I spent a little bit of time there trying to see what kind of material would the item stick to. Felt, it doesn't stick to it. So that's surprising to me. You have to get a insulate type material. And I did what Matt said. I asked the lady, what's on the inside of oven mitts? And she's like, I don't know, but maybe this. And we went to that section, and then the insulation stuff, try the different ones. Some are smoother. So bring the items that you want to list to Joann's and find something that matches. It's
I picked the winner.
Yeah, it's very inexpensive.
Yeah.
What did you pay, Matt?
I don't know. It was like maybe $20. I got like 9 feet of it though.
Yeah, I got 10 feet just in case. So Matt, the freight quote for 2,000 pounds from here to South Carolina was $580 for 2,000 pounds.
And is that for one pallet, 2 pallets, lift gate service?
That's one pallet. The cheapest way, which would be loading dock to loading dock.
Okay.
So that's if we were to like figure out how to borrow somebody's loading dock, if we're trying to get it the cheapest.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that more recently. There's a place in my town called Mini Warehouse, and they have these dock height storage units available for like $400 a month or something.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about getting one of those.
Yeah. And I was just, so I think the most common pallet is called the GMA pallet, which is 48 by 40, and they're supposed to be 6.5 feet tall. So I just used 6 feet. So 48 by 40 by 6 feet tall, you can load up to 4,600 pounds on one pallet. Even if it was 100% jeans, I don't think it would be. And I think jeans are the heaviest. I don't think you could get to 4,600 pounds. It'd probably be like 2,500 pounds if it was all heavy denim. And that's still, that's a lot. Most people aren't selling only denim. Just like Matt was saying, it's hard to find that much men's denim, and women's denim is not. The ASP is lower, so it's something to consider. But now that we know that freight quote will give you an aggressive shipping rate, I should make shipping cheaper for everybody. Let's go, Tony. Tony, good morning. Thank you for joining. Welcome to the call. What are you working on this week?
Just trying to improve my lifting process, like you're saying. I've switched to doing the flat lay. I switched to using voice dictation to fill out my spreadsheet, just so I don't have to, type that in. So speeding it up that way.
Nice. Are you using Otter.ai? What are you using for?
Actually, it was just a voice typing. It's Chrome extension. I don't know does Otter work with like Google Sheets?
That's a good question. Ed, do you know? Does Otter work in different programs or only in the Otter program? Hopefully he can chat.
Yeah, see, I was having problems finding one that would work in Google Sheets.
Oh, there he is.
I don't know. I've always used the free one, and its utility is limited. But if you do the paid one, which is about $6 a month, it has a lot more features. You might want to have a look.
Mark uses Otter AI too, I think. Mark, do you do it in the actual program?
Yeah, I just do it on the actual program. But
okay.
I'm planning on doing the pro version of it. So I'll let you guys know as soon as I get that.
Okay.
So this version I'm using, I had to pay for. Yeah, it's like $25 a year, or else it wouldn't work in Google either. Yeah, so, that's speeding it up quite a bit.
So my guess, I don't know. I'd have to race you guys, but when I'm typing it into the spreadsheet, because it'll predict from a previous one, sometimes it takes me only a few seconds to write a title. If I have to write the whole thing, I think it would be similar to dictation, but you wouldn't be hands-free.
Right.
Right.
And that's my deal is, you know,
yeah.
my laptop's over there. I got to take a step or two and then start typing, and I can just be dictating while I'm taking the pictures. So, and then I was doing the measurements like you know, I would tell it, you know, 30 comma, you know, dictate that way the measurements. But now I've switched to with Flatlay, I'm just using the yardstick method. So those are in the photos, which that's also cutting down on the listing time because then I don't need to put that down in the description.
Got it.
So
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was thinking about how much time I have spent automating things I don't need to automate, because it's like I like learned a new language just so I could say I did. But you don't. Anyway, after looking at how fast this could be, because in theory, I think you could, if we were talking about the fastest way to do it, you could do what Christine did. Load everything into your car exactly how you need it prepped when you get to your house. Back your car up to your garage. Move it to the front of your garage where you take the photograph. Don't take it anywhere. Photograph it right out of your car. As you're photographing it, dictate the title. Put it away. A VA lists it for you. That might be like the fastest, cleanest way to do this, but yeah, just that's like and it would be really interesting if your item was listed within the first 5 feet of your house and it gets put away in your garage, and then it never makes it into your house. It's already listed before it gets into your house, so you don't even take it in. I love the dictation idea. I don't know how to integrate it.
Well, it worked for me. I mean, I think it's quicker than I was doing as far as typing. You know, and I'm a decent typer. It's just the fact of walking over to the computer and typing that. I can just, you know, hit enter when I'm done. I do have to hit enter twice in the Google Doc to get it to the next line. But
right.
And then those titles are already built, like for what you do. Then I do have to convert that to, you know, throw it in that convert case to get the capitalization right.
Yeah.
And then throw it in the listing.
So, quick question. What about having the laptop there in your photo area?
Well, I'm pretty limited on space. It is essentially there. You know, I've got the.
Oh, okay.
I'm taking pictures on a 5x7 rug now.
Okay.
And then it's to the right up on a dresser. So, you know, I have two computers. I've got just that. It's just basically in my photo room is that computer. That's why I use Google Docs. So it just builds. And I can enter my locations and everything and all that.
Okay. Let's go with Alana. Alana, good morning. What are you working on? Somebody thinks your cat's cute.
Thank you. I got both my little ones here. Well, I'm taking a long time to list things. Obviously, I got distractions, but I'm still doing 15 to 20 listings a day. I don't think I have an eBay store, so I need to look at that in my business policies because I did have somebody return something, and I don't really know what I'm doing still. But I am using my computer exclusively, like listing. So that's good. I do prefer that now. I don't know. I'm just trying to, I need to make sure that I'm doing eBay, like I'm doing that correctly because I just started listing and going. And so I need to make sure I've got a store set up. I don't think I do. And I need to figure that out.
Okay. So that's a fast transition into using the computer. I like that.
Yeah, I like it too. I have it in my system is all kind of messed up. I'm trying to relearn everything again. So it's a slow process, but I'm happy with it and I'm doing well. And Luciana, she's been helping me with the photography, and I'm going to paint some walls this weekend and improve things a little bit more as well. So it's going well. It's just a slow process.
Okay. Also, those of you that are parents, let me know what kind of challenges you face, because Tech and Sports and I are going to interview Hustle at Home Mom, and she figured out how to make a full-time living with 2 young boys. So any questions you have for how she manages her time or how she organizes it, let me know, because she's been doing it for a while. And I think she's got a happy place where she can make X amount of money and still run the household. And I think it'll be useful to have her on the show because 2 boys, and they are crazy because she visited me with the 2 boys, I think a year ago, and they were insane. They were like running everywhere. So I don't know how she actually does anything. Let's go with Lloyd. Lloyd, good morning. What are you working on? Oh, you're on mute. Lloyd, you're on mute. It's on the bottom. Oh, there you are.
There you go. I was doing the one on top. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Good week. You know, I kind of got a stutter stop with another store that I opened, and I closed that down last week before last. So this one's been open since October 28th or so, and just organizing it with all the recommendations of the group here. So it's been awesome. Thanks, everybody. I took Matt's advice and made a little table, which worked out great. Got all my inventory behind me. And really now I'm just trying to work on that process of getting more listings every day. So working the photos, and that's why I was asking Christine about the process that she uses. But, you know, made over $1,400 this month, or, you know, just for the last 3-4 weeks. So it's coming. It's coming good. I'm really happy with it. Thanks, everybody.
You got it. Let's go with Matt. Process improvement today.
I like what you were saying earlier about how you have the spreadsheet and then you enter everything into the listing from the spreadsheet. What I do is I have my, what's it called? Listing templates. I have my listing templates open. That the page where you have the list of your listing templates. And then I just open a new tab, 20 in a row. So there's 20 tabs of a new listing of my listing template. And then I just go the first one, pair of jeans, fill up the entire listing, photos, price, everything. Then I go to the, fold that one up, put it in a bag, close bin, go to the next one, do that over and over 20 times. And then I go back through all 20 of them for a second time just to look at the 2 ending photos that have the measurements and to put those measurements into the item specifics. So I'm wondering how I can make that any faster.
So let me share, like I tried your method too. So up here I have templates, right? So I was just testing it. Women's jeans, men's jeans, men's pants, and then size 13 Nike. And I was going to make one for every different size. So instead of looking through your store, you can just click this and it will open up a mostly done listing, right? But I found that eBay's predictive lister is amazing.
Okay.
So that's the reason I switched to it. So it takes 30 seconds to write the title, right? If you just open a template, you're writing it straight into the listing. You know what I mean? It's not necessary. The way I'm doing it is not necessarily faster.
Okay, yeah, because even in the spreadsheet, you have to type something in order to get the spreadsheet to predictively.
That's right.
See, with the listing template, it'll never give you suggested item specifics.
That's right.
That's the one issue I have with it. Because if I type light wash into the title, I hate that I have to go into the item specifics and then change it from dark to light. Because in my template, it's the default is dark.
That's right. Yeah, that's the thing. The predictive item specifics is awesome, but also like it's not going to have any of the additional item specifics. You're going to have to go in and add denim or whatever the other things that it's recommending. It will never guess those right.
What I've done with my listing template is pretty funny. I've got so many item specifics just filled out in the template, like zipper, button,
right.
grunge, modern, casual, right? All these random words.
Yep.
So,
And if you put the word regular in the title, sometimes it will guess the size. That's the only one it doesn't guess with this. You have to type in regular or plus or big and tall before you type in the size.
Yeah. I remember a couple months ago when I was listing, the predictive thing would often like piss me off because it was wrong.
Right.
I kept wanting to change my stuff. Maybe that's why I don't have much faith in it now, but I should probably revisit it and see.
So Miller Light Adventures is asking, so starting fresh and using a description template might be better. So, I mean, we can test it right now. It's interesting looking at if I were going to do these men's jeans. Okay, so let's do this. This is a Hollister pair of men's jeans. I'm opening it up. It's going to guess men's jeans, which is perfect. So it's regular 3032. So I'm going to come down here. It guessed regular. So 3230, I believe. Oh, I'm sorry, 3032. Screwed that up. 30, but it guessed regular this time. 3032, and I'm done. All the required are filled in. So you might you may want to, I'm going to click denim and add some more stuff, but that's really fast. But again, you have to write the title first. So it's kind of it never was this good. So all this item specific things that people are doing is really helping. I mean, it's hard to be faster than, you have to double check still.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll try it both ways today, and I'll see which way I seems to be faster for me.
So somebody's asking if you want to do, should you create a different store for every category? I normally say no, but the thing I like, let's say that you wanted an all jeans store, right? Corey in the chat is asking that. If you decide to do that, what you can do is have store categories of like size 26, size 27, women's size 8, women's size 6. That's great for shoppers. And if you can say, check out my store category with every single jean in your size, you can only really do that when you have a store that's all one thing. So you could also do marketing like, hey, follow my store because in the future, if you're looking for a pair of jeans, I got you. So you can build a business over time. But do you need to do that? No, because one of the top sellers I know, he sells handbags and vitamins. Those are not related, but he's just good at both categories. Let's go, Jared. Jared, good morning. What are you working on?
Morning, everybody. Hey, I'm trying to change my photo setup again. Just trying to refine it. I want to include a picture of the CD actually wrapped, so it shows them packaged. And last night in the call, Tech brought up a point about adding. I have issues with fast and free disappearing all the time for some glitch in eBay, and he suggested that I add the text to the side of it. But now that I'm sitting here doing it, I like the way it looks. But the first thing eBay's prompted me to do is not add text. So I don't know if I should continue with it. Should I just test it? Any thoughts on that?
It's not letting you add text?
No, it's telling me not to. Because I'm adding it onto the bulk listings. I'm trying to come up with a bulk listing on there. That way I can add the picture of of the CD package into all of them. That way I don't have to do it on each one of them. So I already took the pictures. I like the way they look, but the first thing it tells me is I'm adding pictures to it is do not add border. We don't allow borders. We don't allow artwork. Of course, I see it on, 50% of the listings on the site, but I'm not, I'm listing so much stuff. I'm not trying to put up 1,000 listings and have to rephotograph it.
Ed is asking, does anyone have trouble with entering item specifics and later they disappear? I have had that if you change the UPC code. I mean, there's any number of things that can make the item specific disappear. They're super annoying. I've had that issue too. And Jared, I don't know. I think they just don't want that additional text. But Mark, did you have some feedback?
Yeah, regarding the item specifics, disappearing, I noticed that, when you scroll all the way down and you're about to press that listing,
Yeah.
it does the saving. It has the saving circle thing.
Right.
Um, I did it once. I tested it out and I clicked it while it's doing that, and some of the item specific disappeared. So now I just wait. I just wait it out,
Oh,
and then after it's done
done
saving, then I
saving.
press done.
Okay. That makes sense.
I have that issue with the specifics changing if I don't put my UPC in first.
Right. Yeah.
If I don't put it in first, if I go ahead and fill out the title, fill out my SKU, all that good stuff, and then throw my UPC in, 90% of the times it'll kick my title and everything I've already filled out.
Yeah. Ed is asking, what is the thinking behind not filling out the full description? I mean, you would fill out the full description if you can. It's just that it's predicting all the required ones. There is no loss to filling out the whole item specific. You could definitely fill out every single item specific for every item. There's no loss, just time. I think it's better. Christine, do you have a question?
No.
Oh.
Sorry. I'm
Oh, good. So, Jared, can you rephrase your initial question again? I need to think about it.
Well, I'm adding text to the photos.
Right.
The first
And they're
thing
saying no text, right?
Yeah, that's the first thing it's telling me.
Yeah.
I mean, but I see it all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, is it something that they're actually going to look at?
I mean, I literally do that, and people get on my case like, you're not allowed to do that. But it's like, I guess it's just one of those things. Like, everybody speeds, only some people get caught. It's one of those things. Not supposed to.
Yeah, I'm just tired of my fast and free disappears all the time. Like they keep telling me there's some glitch in the system. So I'm just trying to add it right onto the strip next to the disk. I'm just trying to put a border on the side of it that just says that, it ships same day, fast and free is all it says.
Also, the fast and free button sometimes goes away if USPS reports a problem. They'll delete that temporarily and it'll come back later. Sometimes it's tied to the post office. Sometimes it's tied to, there's so many different factors, but yeah, it's annoying. Rita's asking about the whiteboard. The whiteboard is a good idea for some people. But I think what I don't like about the white erase board is erasing. I'm not a good eraser. I need, maybe if I had a wet cloth, if I was going to do it. I struggled with that. Ed is saying put the text on a colored bar. I like that. Put orange text on a red bar. Maybe you can't read that. Oh, Rita's saying write it on the whiteboard. That's funny. I like that. But I still think it would be able to recognize the numbers. So Wiki is asking about item specifics being missing on vintage items. Yeah, a lot of vintage items, if you type it in from the beginning in that category, it'll be missing all that other information. I would just put it in the description because they're not going to have the complete item specifics on vintage items. Yeah, I agree. For Tiffany saying they should move the category above item specifics, and also changing the category will also delete your item specifics. So changing the UPC or the category will make that stuff disappear.
I was wondering if you do have a vintage item, is it better to list it in the normal category or in the vintage category?
I think in the normal category.
That's what I've been doing.
And your items, you know what? I do that because I don't trust the vintage category. I feel like as a buyer, I don't care that it's in the vintage category. I only care if it's actually vintage. So I don't know.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. I need to actually type in the exact item that I have, like vintage Levi's women's jeans, you know, and then see exactly what pops up. Because if there's a lot of new stuff that's like the vintage straight style or something, you know, then it'd be a waste of time. You would have to actually go to that category as the buyer.
So I want to explain why item specifics are important and why more item specifics is always better. eBay is trying to teach buyers how to do left-hand searching. I always talk about this. So people are going to go through the left side and check stuff like, oh, I want this to be straight. I want this to be vintage. I want this to be whatever. And they're going to eliminate options based on what they check. That's why you want to fill out every single item specific so that they're not eliminating your listing when they check that box. Now, just because eBay is teaching people to do that doesn't mean that everyone does that. I don't do that. I'm like, now I know that my Levi's style is Levi's 541. I type in Levi's 541 and I look through all of them. Right? I don't click has to be free shipping, has to be free returns, has to be athletic tapered, has to be non-vintage, has to be denim. If I did that, I wouldn't be any left because people don't fill them out. So I don't know. I mean, actually, I'm curious. I really am curious how that would work. Let's look. Okay. So I know Levi's 541 is my style. Let's check it out. So if I look for 541, there's 11,000 available. If we start clicking on, okay, my inseam's 32, or I mean, my inseam is 33 actually. So 30, 33, it goes all the way down to 27 results. Let's go size 32. There's only 4. That's actually really, so I mean, this is what's crazy because if I start clicking any of these, look how many it reduces it by. If I were to click 90s, there'd only be 1. And these are the item specifics on the left side. These are all essentially the same pair of jeans, same size. Matt, you had this pair before in your store. The all red one side. Wow.
Yeah, that made me think that it was in your store currently.
I sold that already. But let's see.
Oh, awesome.
And then this is like the so this is this person saying, see, this is also a question. It's actually 32 by 33, but on the tag it says 32 by 34. So what size do you list it at? Do you list it at what it measures, or do you list it at what it says on the tag?
I always list jeans at what it says on the tag unless they've been altered, because they're meant to fit as a 32, 33 instead, you know?
I talked to eBay about that, and they told us it's best to write the size that's on the tag. And if there's any alteration, especially like, you know how like you wash clothes and then sometimes they get smaller, and just add that in the description.
Yeah, like this. It's actually 34 by 33, and it says 32 by 34. So, well, what would you do if you were me? I'm actually 32 by 33. Do I buy this pair of jeans and risk it? It says 32, 34 on the tag, but what do you do as a buyer? I don't know.
No.
And they even did it. Go ahead.
In the description, normally, well, in all my description, it says the tag size is this, but refer below for exact measurements. And that's it. And then I just put the measurements in there.
See, this is even more confusing because the measurements are 34 by 33, and they put in a title that it says actually 32 by 33. And so the size, what they say it is, and the measurements are all different. So how am I supposed to buy this? It's really hard. I don't know. It's like,
yeah. As the buyer, you just like try to buy something new instead. You're like, man, forget this.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there is a new one. Let me see if the new one has measurements. It doesn't. And this
I
is
guarantee you the new one actually measures 34 on the waist.
so it says 32 by 33 in the item specifics, but in the title it says 32 by 34. Right? So it doesn't. This is not even what I'm looking for.
It is though, even though it's a 34 length number, it's a tapered leg jean, so it's going to be a little shorter than 34.
Expert speaking here. I got you. But the that's right, because after looking through all those jeans, the size that I ended up picking was a 33 by 34. But yeah, that's but I don't think that they measured it unless they really know. I feel like my lister wouldn't have picked up on that.
Also, it depends on if it's a higher rise or a lower rise. You know, like American Eagle men's jeans, if it says 32 waist, it's usually like a 34, maybe even up to a 36, because they're lower rise.
That's true. That's why this one says sits at waist. Somebody says they put both in the title.
That's why I tend to just leave the tagged size there, because somebody that's buying that pair of jeans probably already owns a pair of jeans just like that. You know?
Yeah. I have 3 pairs of jeans. They're all different sizes, and I feel like they have the same measurements. So it's also like if a newly washed pair of jeans is going to be different also. So, you could listen to this conversation and decide never to sell clothing, right? Because a toaster is never going to be a different size, or pots and pans, like Christine was saying. Every single pot and pan that I list sells almost within a month, and no one ever says not. You said it was 12 inches. It's actually 13 inches. I had to return it for a medium-sized frying pan. Let's see. Does anybody else have any process improvements or questions for today? Oh, let's go with Luciana.
Hello, morning.
Morning. What are you working on?
Oh, watching your YouTube videos and get all confused. Yesterday I was binge watching. I went from spending 2 hours looking for perfect round 1 inch clips to put on my box. And I was, my gosh, I spent almost 3 hours looking for stuff. And then I saw another one that you list in 3 minutes. And I'm like, man, I'm listing like 15 minutes. So there is so many little details that I can improve. I just need to keep telling myself, don't get caught into the details.
I know.
The photos, I want to put a white background now, although I love the one I have. That is a brownish.
I'm going to have to put a disclaimer in my videos. Like anything you try that I say will waste half a day.
Right.
So be really careful with what you try to change, because it will take at least half a day and probably confusion.
It does.
So is it actually making it faster for you? Think about it before you try it.
But the thing is that I like when things are organized and look pretty, and that makes me want to work more, So yeah. I want, now that I have 4 or 5 box inventory is not much. I want to get it right. And I'm lucky enough, I started in October, but I'm getting all this information that you all share, and I'm avoiding tons of mistakes, and I like when things have a good flow, including inside the box. So I like the clip that you mentioned. I have the tags to reuse. So anyway, I went to the old listings. You mentioned about the store policy, and I went on my eBay, and it was 2 pages of policy, and I was, what in the world is this? And I start to delete and change, and it was affecting some of the listings, so I had to go one by one. It got free shipping stuff that was, it was a mess, but I fixed it. So I'm still trimming things down to better my workflow, my photos, my organization, because I like when things are organized. And watching your videos when I'm listing or doing stuff. And I'm like, what? What is that clip? What is that model? Where he got? what is the size? So, but I know it's a phase. You go through the thick of it, and then everything starts to flow normally. So I'm not panicking. It has been what, a month and a half. So I'm lucky enough that I'm getting this information now, so I don't need to modify anything when I have, I don't know, triple what I have now, and so I'm
There are
just
so many eBay stores that have never even watched a YouTube video. You don't need to. You can just, however you do it, just make it better every day.
But
And
your videos are good. I get hooked.
no,
But
I
I
agree with you.
do.
I
Like
think they're
that
good too, but
kid
they can be
yesterday,
confusing.
the kid was talking. The kid is more mature than me, probably at 9 years old.
I know.
I was like, what in the world is this? So,
No, I
like,
mean, he goes to the, I don't know. I think it's warped when you, like, what if you have a dad that works at Google and a mom that works at Oracle, and like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's like it's different looking at how kids grow up here. Sometimes they're like super advanced because
yeah,
they live in households that are super industrious.
yeah, that's true. So anyway, I'm trying to do a bunch of little things, going through the old listings, but I'm getting there. It's getting better. It's better now than it was last week. Let's say much better. So I know it's gonna get to the point that my lists are gonna be the way I want. I don't need to go through the old stuff. That when I start to list, that was stuff from my house that I want out. So I'm gonna put the price down. I'm not losing any money or anything. I just want them out of my storage stuff. So slowly I'm getting there. But I still take too much time listing. I like pretty photos, or the light, or the measurements. Oh man, right there. I'm gonna go get a Savage white paper photography this morning from a fellow photographer that I know. I said, let me try white because everybody does white. Although I like dark, but it's my
Yeah, I mean, you can experiment with different colors, especially if you're only on eBay. So I like blue. I think it looks cool. Somebody had asked about, let me see.
Does it convert more? Have you
White
observed
converts the
that
best.
info? Like white or blue
It's
or
always white.
black?
So somebody asked about my thank you card, so I'm going to share this. This is the thank you card. It has a QR code on it. The QR code goes to my eBay store. Actually, it goes to an eBay deal. Last month, I made $83. So 674 people clicked on it. That's a lot.
It is.
I don't think it's normally that much, but it's essentially free money. If you put it on your thank you card, I think it pays for it, and it's nice getting this. And
A secret deal on eBay. What is your secret deal kind of?
My secret deal is just whatever's on the first page. Right now, it's a pair of shoes.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
this is I don't know. It's like one of those nice to haves.
Yeah.
But not necessary.
I will try not to research that and spend another 4 hours.
Don't waste another half day on that idea.
I know. That's how I need to stop doing that and just come on, list it, install it, organize, instead of looking for buttons. It's been 3 hours last night. But anyway, that's what's going
on. Christine, do you have a thought?
Yeah. On the QR code, I made a QR code, but I'm wondering how if I make the QR code to something that's in eBay, like electronics or something like that, that'll have like a good, return if they shop or they buy. You just said you did it to your store?
You can do it to anything.
Okay.
What would make you the most money would be sending them to your Amazon store, because Amazon pays a lot more in affiliates. They pay twice as much as eBay. So it just kind of, and I don't feel bad giving money to Jeff Bezos, like some people do.
Yeah.
So
okay.
That link would make you, because people spend more money on Amazon. So if you said, hey, there's an awesome deal on Amazon, go look at it. People are more likely to click on it than eBay, honestly.
But how do you get the money connected to you?
You sign up with eBay Partner Network and become a partner with eBay or with Amazon. Amazon's called Amazon Associates. eBay is called eBay Partners. And you can just Google it and sign up for
and
it.
then
with
you
your eBay
connect
account.
that, and then you connect that QR code
to your store inside of that.
Good. Okay. I'm going to wait until I finish all my thank you cards that I have on hand before I start moving to that one. No reason to waste that money.
Yeah. And affiliate, this is affiliate marketing, is one of the only passive income streams ever that's actually passive. If you were to put that QR code, like I was always thinking, like, you ride bikes, Christine, if you went to like Sturgis as an example, and you put up a QR code that said, get the best biker gear overnighted if you forgot something, and you put that in the bathroom and people clicked on it, you would get 6% of all those sales, which could be a lot, because at conferences people forget things.
Yeah.
So if you could just think of something, like I was always thinking of the popular tourist attractions. This is so funny. In every country you go, let's say you go to the Czech Republic and you look at their souvenirs, all the souvenirs in the Czech Republic are made in China, right? So I was just thinking, why not go there and put a QR code that says, here's a link to both this same junk you can buy in your country for literally 1/10 of the cost. You're paying $6 for a Czech Republic souvenir that's made in a different country. That's 99 cents on eBay. But anyway, I was just thinking that might be a good place to capture all those people who are ready to buy something.
I go to the Philippines quite a bit. We've been 4 times on missions, but in Manila, that would be something really cool because they love American jeans.
Yeah,
and,
they do.
Connecting that to Matt's store or yours, jeans. So very interesting.
Yeah, like America in some countries. I mean, I think in every country, there's some parts of American culture that they love. Like in China, KFC is like an amazing restaurant. In China, it's awesome, and they have autonomous KFC trucks in China. That would definitely work here. If there was just a truck that had fried chicken driving around, people would definitely go buy them. You know what I mean? Because we talk about replenishable products. The number one replenishable product, I think, in America is pizza. It works in almost every single city. It's ranked, I think, above burger, barely. So if you had a great pizza place, I feel like you would be just fine. Luciana, do you have some final thoughts?
No, but just when you mentioned pizza, I raised my hands. Oh, fried chicken. I might have to buy it because I'm spending time at least. I'm not cooking, man. My family's gonna starve.
I know.
It's so hard, like you said, being a mom and cleaning and keeping the house and do it, but I'll get there. I will not panic.
I know. I keep getting these emails like, Chris, I haven't slept in a week since watching your videos. I haven't exercised. I've been only eating junk food. I'm like, that's not my fault.
Yeah, I can relate, but let's not go there. Just watching videos. Anyway.
Yep. All right, everyone. Have an awesome day. Work on your